So they're immediately already on board, and it is now the way we do business. It is the way we teach. It makes sense. The first 3 years were very hard work. It was hard instructional work, but it was life-changing, and it changed us internally in terms of how we think about what our children need. It was no longer about what we wanted to do as teachers. It's what we were compelled to do as instructors in response to our children and our families and what they wanted. It is very natural to us now at the end of 7 years. It is just the lifeblood of our school. We still depend on the Professional Development Institute for continued support. There are experts we can call on any topic. We can request additional training. I can receive additional training. I can always find someone within this Literacy First family in other schools, other principals, other leaders around the nation that have faced any obstacle or roadblock that we may come up against. And we do, we all do, all the time. Schools change, populations change, teachers change. So it is an ongoing process, but it is not the same thing as purchasing a product and standing back and asking teachers to implement it and then looking for results. It is about stepping into a relationship with a network of professionals that believe that children can achieve if they're taught appropriately in response to data. And it's about training the leaders in those schools to guide them carefully and lovingly, and to continue to support them and make them teacher leaders, turn the leadership over to them. I told my teachers this week at the Leadership Institute that, if I left tomorrow, if I were called to do a different job or move to a different district or just retired, there isn't any doubt in my mind that Literacy First methodology will live and survive at Marshall Elementary for as long as forever, because it is the lifeblood of the school. And it became that through a lengthy process, but not a difficult or impossible process. Rigorous is a word I've heard today. Yes, it is a rigorous process, but one that a school can be very proud of and can talk about and reflect upon to continue to grow. I remember sitting with a group of principals with Bill Blocker at the end of the third year and having a discussion about what now. Because at that moment, I felt like that Literacy First was saying to me, you've ended the third year with this consultant, this relationship with a consultant. Now she is going to exit and you have to carry on. So how are you going to do that, or what is that going to look like? And I can remember being in that group, and Kim Pace was sitting by me. Kim is the principal at Pitcher Carden. And we both kind of looked at each other and went, end of 3 years, what? We realized that, yes, our contract was going to end, but we had no intention of ending our relationship with this consultant. That wasn't feasible or possible in our mind. So, but that is what I thought we were hearing from Bill. He's saying, this consultant's exiting, now you're going to go on. Well, yeah, we were empowered to do that, but we just flat didn't accept the whole idea that he might be telling us that there was not going to be a relationship. Yes, there's a need for you to have a continued relationship. It starts to look different after the third year, but it is necessary. And I think now that everyone in the Literacy First process has kind of bought into that idea by allowing extensions and additional training days, and we email and talk, and does that make sense? You weren't around when we were having that conversation 4 years ago, but I remember it felt shocking to me at first, like, you aren't telling me that, because I'm not going to listen to it anyway, so I didn't. Product has made it easier to train new teachers because I have some scripted tools, and I'm not having to coach them or get other teachers to coach them on how to develop and make materials as we go along. So yeah, that made it easier. The key leaders in Literacy First now think about leadership capacity building as probably the biggest piece to sustainability. And 6 or 7 years ago, it was building instructional capacity as much as it was building leadership capacity. Now, building leadership capacity is almost more important, which it should be, because that's where you have to have that in place, and it has to be able to grow internally, or the methodology will go away as teachers go away. Mm-hmm. So that I think has changed over the years. Like bringing in someone from McGraw who's not necessarily connected to Literacy First, but that can take literacy or leadership research and factors and responsibilities and relate it to this methodology is huge. It's huge. There are no other instructional processes out there that do that take concrete, scientifically based research and then go apply it to, or will apply any of them to their methodology.